Father's business. Grind mode. Filled with this Holy Spirit. That's a cheat code. Holiness the standard. We never fold. We about to make a scene. Episode. About our Father's business.
Yo, we are back, episode 68 of season 2 of the Not the Same podcast, hosted by this one word, C-Micah, and that one word over there, Mr. Rod Redeem. What's up, bro?
Man, feeling good, brother. Saw my favorite movie today. Y'all know what it is.
I'm saying, hey, what up, D? Good to see you, sis, as always.
Hey,
saw
D,
you
Just
earlier that
James,
busy
Miss
day. You
Dingle.
was slammed at that airport earlier. What up, Just James? Good to see you,
Sharon.
brother. Miss Dingle, good to see you as well. Sharon, good to see you, man. Good to see everyone, man. Appreciate everyone sliding through as always, man. We are glad to be back with you for another Not the Same podcast, music and faith show. But with that being said, if you are watching us live exclusively, I said exclusively on YouTube, I need you to do what you see on the screen right now. Number one, I need you to hit that like button if you have not yet. Don't be rebellious, just hit the like button. Number two, subscribe if you have not subscribed to Not the Same podcast. Why have you not subscribed? But what is you waiting on, cousin? What you waiting on, homie? What you waiting on, sister? Yeah, just acting up. And last but not least, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when we go live, like on every single Thursday. We'll just start with Thursday. Them other days, just keep watching. Just keep watching. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey, let me give some shout outs to some folks. I'm trying to catch up with myself, man.
Okay.
What up, Mr. G? Yo, shout out to our MTMV famo. You always see them at the bottom left hand of this corner. That is fam right there, and they are also rebroadcasters of the Not the Same podcast, Live Show TV, Takeover Radio, Praise 365, Scooter right here in St. Louis, Parable Radio,
Yes, sir.
RYC Praise News, His Hop Radio and Podcast Network, as well as the 520 Collective. Those are the rebroadcasters of the Not the Same podcast in one facet or another, be it the Bible study, the sports, or faith and music on Thursdays.
Yes, and before we get started, man, let me say thank you to everyone who ever has contributed to Not the Same podcast.
Yeah, man.
You have no idea how much that we can't do it without you. We are grateful. Look, we don't be begging, but we sure appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
We don't be begging because God will take care of it, but
He has provided.
we really appreciate it, man, and we can't do it without you. We appreciate everyone sliding through every Thursday, man. Y'all beat us to the show sometimes. We be trying to get stuff together. We look up it's already comments. We do not take it lightly, man. We're very appreciative.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? Very appreciative.
They've been good to us since they've been shimmying that stimmy all way, bro.
D said that it was prophetic, sis.
It was prophetic, sis.
and if you get another one, go on and shimmy that thing again. You know what I mean?
Y'all don't know what the shimmy that stimmy is. That's when them stimulant checks was coming out, and us 2 1 words was in the house still doing this show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is all facts.
And a couple of people shimmied a couple of dollars our way with that stimmy.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it. And we love you too. We love you too, D. For real, for real. All right, man, let's go and see what's good.
What's good?
Robert Dean, my brother from another mother, like my homie Larry Rogers on the west side. Some say it's the best side, but we dwell in the Midwest. But be careful on the west side of St. Louis, tuck in your chain. Man, my brother, what's good?
What's good, man, is listen, this weather changing. And when the weather changed, it's smack a one word like dead in his face. Now that's the bad part because I be battling. You dig what I'm saying?
You do.
Look, I be battling. I can go to Mexico and come back to the States and I be battling. That's how weather changed for me. It's like a shock to the system. But I tell you what, man, Jesus had a ram in the bush, actually a bed in the room. And I was able to look at my.
Hold on, brother. Where is this going?
It's good.
Pause, brother. Hold on. This is not that type of show, my guy.
And I was about this was episode next week, and I said that you should worry, but this ain't it. It's 68, so we good. I was able to look at my favorite movie, which is The Back of the Islands, man, for about 3 years.
That would be the nice episode. It would be very nice.
We would not have to worry about no viewership. We have about 100 people. Anyways, but because we not you know what I'm saying, cussing C and Ratchet Rob, we gonna keep it holy around this mug.
Now, if you saw the Bible study, we don't know. Anyway, go ahead, brother.
Call me Tuesday.
It's a new season. It's a new day. Fresh anointing coming his way.
Mercies is new every day. But no, I got a chance to watch my favorite movie this today. If y'all don't know what my favorite movie is, if you first time listener or viewer, it's called Back of the Eyelids. We all watch it, but sometimes it's better than others. And today's episode was fire. So I am ready to go, bro. What's good with you?
What is good with me is tomorrow I will celebrate another birthday. I'll be 1 year older, and I am happy about it. I am a person that don't like parties, don't really being celebrated, don't really love being celebrated. But let you not say nothing about my birthday. I am that one word. It's like, I don't want nothing. I don't really want nothing, but don't give me no gift, though. See what happened. I'm that guy. And I'm going to be honest about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I tell you till I'm blue in the face. Nah, man, I don't want nothing. You ain't got to do nothing. We ain't got to have no party. I really don't want no party. I'll be honest about that. I do not. The last time I had a party, it was a surprise. And this one word was in on it from 400 miles away, had me distracted and got me fully surprised at a party down there at my mom's house. Yeah. So, but I don't want no parties. I don't. If my wife is watching, I don't want no parties. Please, if y'all planning it, cancel it now, please.
hey, hold on. I do got in another universe somewhere. I do got something I want to say that's good for me. Hey, listen, man. I've been knowing my brother for about 13 years. See.
I guess, whatever. I stopped counting after about 5.
It's been a minute.
It's for life after 5, bro.
For life. Love this man to life. No, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't go there with me. Anyway, what I will say is this. After all these years, I finally got this one word out to play pool last week, bro. Like, he finally stepped outside with your boy. You know what I'm saying? If anybody knows Rob, listen, I will go play pool by myself. I will go out to eat by myself. It's not that I got nothing against Nikki. I get in this only child mode.
Ooh, I thought you said something else.
No.
Brother feeling good for the birthday.
It's not that it's something wrong in that direction. It's just I like to be by myself, especially when you
My brother was the only child, so.
Especially when you work around thousands of people and you got workers, and sometimes you just want to be in your own thoughts. But my brother came out with me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy about it, bro. I'm happy about it.
Look at wifey right there.
Right. Because this one word, don't step out, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
this is facts.
Yeah. So, right on, brother. I appreciate you.
Moving into this birthday, man, I've been doing a whole lot of new things. My wife said, is everything all right with you? Because now you started working out regularly. You know, you bought some new shoes. You going to shoot pool with your brother. Is you okay? And I told him I'm having a midlife crisis just as a joke. I'm not having a midlife crisis. I just decided as I'm moving into another year, you know, in my 40s, I'm not ashamed about it. You know, as I'm moving up in those years, I decided that I'm not going to decide to go declining and getting older. No, I'm finna get better. So I made the decision in my mind, and I started adding the actions. That's really the root of why everything's been changing. Brother got in the gym, got to working out. Rob can tell you. I was telling Rob, when Rob first came on, I was watching the video on how to get the shoulders big and all. Never was that. Me never was that. I know that's improper English, but I'm saying it just like that. Me never was that. Me was never that. Me not that. But, you know, God has done the work, man. And like Rob said, man, I actually got out the house. I would get out the house more often, man, because, man, brothers got to hang out, man. We stay out of trouble hanging out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you sit at the house and be like, man, sitting on your hands, I'm being good. But brothers, we need fellowship. We do. They just got to be honest with it, and it helps us, you know. And, so I love my bro. I appreciate that, man. And all the happy birthdays and all that. I appreciate that. Thank you. And, hey, God is good, man. You know, there's a lot of people don't get to this age, and I'm going to get to a lot of ages. Bro. You know, not just this age, but a lot of ages. So I don't take it lightly, man. God has been great. Been grand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You see me next year, that boy going to be, woo, pop, pop, pop. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, hood eat bunnies. That's right, Mr. G. And proud. And it's proud.
That's what it is.
With that being said, man, it's enough celebration of me. What's up, Westside? Good to see you, my guy.
Yo.
That's enough celebration of me. I do not enjoy that very, very much. So we're going to move right along. We're going to hold up and wait.
Hold up. Hey.
All right. Let me do a face segment intro. My bad, my guys, with this face segment. But appreciate you, Westside. Westside said, happy birthday, young man. I am. Now, I'm going to say before we get into this face segment, me and my wife got this joke, and only Rob understand this joke because Rob and my wife are similar as well. Wife said I'm gonna be locked in the basement like powder. Now she talking about me gaining weight and getting the tries right and all that. That's what's gonna happen if a brother get too fine out here. She ain't going. She's gonna be stuck in the basement. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm
Do the
just
show
wearing
one
bigger
word.
shirts.
That's all you're doing.
Back to the face segment. All right. Question today for the face segment for everyone who's watching. Other than God, what's the most important thing in a marriage/relationship? So it's not just for the married folks. I always put marriage first because me and my brother is married. So I can't see beyond that first. I got to go to the point of being married first or a relationship. So other than God, because I'm talking to other believers here. If you're not a believer, just do it this way. Trust me. Other than God, what's the most important thing in a marriage or relationship? I would love to have your opinions on this in the comments because it don't have to all be the same. This is just what's important to you. You know what I'm saying? So, Mr. Davis, go ahead, brother.
Hey,
what's up? What's up, the voice?
The voice was good. He started off good.
First answer.
First answer out there was trust for those who are. We got to remember that this is audio because we live video, so I got to remember that people that go back is audio. Trust is one of them, but the biggest thing, man, communication, bro. Mm-hmm. That is something that I have a very big problem with. You know what I mean? Like I can communicate, but then when things get heated or it escalates, whatever the case may be, communication, then it's no one's listening. And when I say communicating, I'm talking about actively listening and not waiting to respond.
Yes.
That's different. You know, when somebody getting their issue off and it's like, But let me tell you what you did. You did what I'm saying, one of them situations. So actively listening so that you can have the correct response, not just waiting to respond. So active communication, not just communicating, because communicating can be turn each other a new one and ain't productive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm agree with you. That's what I was gonna say too. Communication, I think it is vital, right? Because but like Rob said, active communication, or let me say it this way, correct communication, right? Because being able to be mad and still say what you say without poking at them, right? Because a lot of times and when I'm saying them, whoever you're in a relationship with, whether it's your boyfriend or girlfriend or your spouse, right? Because we can be mad and you're so mad, it's almost like, I want to communicate this, but I want to get you back too at the same time because this is getting on my nerves. And you can be so focused on the get back that you can't even communicate what you're saying. You're just like, and you did this too. Take that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, and like you mentioned earlier, you could be on this, let me answer this. You're responding without listening. I got a problem with that sometimes, because you listen, I'm listening, but you did, but that ain't right, because so effective communication is like vital to it. Now there's many other things that's very important to a relationship. But for me, at the highest thing is communication. And if you have a spouse or a woman or vice versa, there's always someone in a relationship that has the shutdown mode. And when I mean by shut down, you're talking, all of a sudden they shut down. So they respond, but they ain't talking no more. So it's just like, you right. And that make you be like, you want word? You just answer me. But I can't point the finger because I can do it too. Because you can be so frustrated that you're not really ready to talk about it yet. And I guess the more effective way is be like, yo, I'm not really ready to talk about it yet. Give me a moment. But sometimes the other part is like, look, I'm ready to talk about it right now. A lot of times in my mind, can we get back to being happy? So let's deal with this right now because I want to get back to being happy. But sometimes people need their space. Give them a minute. Wait a day. Don't be selfish. And that's hard for us, man, because as leaders, because as me, in my mind as a leader, it's like, okay, I want to get back to peace. Me and Krista always talk about we want our house to be a house of peace. Somebody come to this house, they be like, man, y'all house is so peaceful. That's what we be wanting. But sometimes she need a minute or vice versa. Sometimes I may need a minute or whoever, to get to that point. Go ahead, bro. You want to go to comments?
Yeah, we can go to the comments and then we'll go to this. It's some good ones popping up. That's why my eyes kind of wandered down to the comment section.
It's all good. Everybody, a bunch of people said communication. The voice said that's real. Then he say healthy communication is vital. Miss Dingle says commitment will cause you to work on what's broken. That's very good, sis. Very, very good.
Commitment is big, bro.
Yes. Westside says she got to stay quiet but be around. Just playing. Love your own thing and teach the other how to love what you love. That's good, bro. Except for the first part, I know you was joking because we got to be careful. Don't tell no one to be quiet. Watch yourself. All right, wifey said intimacy and not just sex. Sex is high on the priority list too, but there's deeper levels of intimacy and being comfortable opening up that deeply. That's very good, baby. Very, very
and I
good.
think that
ahead,
part
bro.
about being comfortable and opening up that deeply, I think a lot of times also we will say we forgive something
Yes.
until a trigger
Yes.
comes. Don't let something look like something that looked like something that happened last time when it was something.
And it could have been 10 years ago.
Right. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And you thinking that you've forgiven, and then you think you over it, and then something happens and it triggers it out. You know what I mean? Or it's like you put up a wall and it's like, I refuse to allow myself to be vulnerable in that area again. So therefore, okay, yeah, I forgive you, but you'll never be able to hit that again. And you know what I'm saying? And you talking to somebody who's been married twice. You know what I mean? That ain't no secret. So
right.
I know where my flaws are. I know where my strengths are, and that trigger thing. So for the people who have been married, I mean, I was in my 20s. That's 20 years ago. You dig what I'm saying? So for the people who have been married or have been in broken relationships, don't take that baggage to the new relationship, because then it's like, well, I saw what that looked like, and I ain't going through it again, and I ain't gonna be the one, and you know what I mean? Or you shut the other person down as soon as they start talking. They say something, it ticks you off, you overtalk them, or you tell them what it ain't, and they're trying to get it off. And some people just don't communicate well. You should know your significant other. If they're not a talker, then you have to find a way to have a conversation with that person where it's levels of you got to make it a safe place, a safe place.
Yeah, man, I agree with you, man. Like, I just think communication can heal a lot of wrongs. But I think as men, and I can only speak from the male perspective, we have to be honest. We don't deal with emotions well in general, right? And we don't deal with hurt well. Women, I feel like, can deal with hurt even better than us. They're more emotional, right? So they can deal with it. Dudes in general are not very emotional. So we can be like what Rob said, like, yo, nah, I forgive, and it's in the past. You know what I'm saying? It's in the sea of forgiveness. You try to put all the scriptures on and all that, and then like Rob said, you see something similar to it, and you be like, man, I ain't studying up right now. You know, and that ain't right. You know, at the end of the day, it's not right. And, you know, for people that have not been married, you love someone forever. You in and out of love throughout the whole marriage. Sometimes you in puppy dog love and the heart's all around your head. And other times it's like, that's my homie. You know what I'm saying? You fluctuate in between that, and you learn that balance, you know. And for my perspective in my house, we were best friends before. So us being best friends is easy. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard. We can be going through something and we'll go back in the best friend mode, and we can still deal with each other, have conversations and talk and all that. But there's still the intimacy, like my wife is talking about, like she said in her comment, is so much more important, you know, because a lot of people are just bottom line intimacy to sex, and it's so much more. So much more. Sex is anybody can have sex. You can have sex with anybody. You can't be intimate with everybody, though. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna see the real you. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. First of all, shout out to Life Show TV. We shout
brother. Good to see you, fam.
Yeah. Good. Appreciate you sliding through.
Absolutely.
Understanding one's love language, that is very, very key. And if you don't understand what a love language is, so this is what men typically do. Some men has gotten it down. I got a big head, so I'm hard headed. You dig what I'm saying? So. I don't.
No comment. Just let
that slide. I know my strong points, and I know my flaws, brother. Look. Listen, we ain't talking about that right now. But when it comes to the intimacy and knowing a person's love language, it's a matter of. I know some people love language is gifts. Some people is affection. So to Sis's comment about it's not always about sex. It can just be a gentle, lay on my chest, a rub. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it don't even lead to sex. But then, depending on how you grew up, and I've said this in songs before, I associated sex with love. I mean, look at the kids. You dig what I'm saying? Like it just, and until you get a true understanding of what love is, because
Right.
it's broken. Like if you come from a single parent household and it's just a mother there,
Yeah.
then most of the time, if you are a young lady, you're told you don't need a man for nothing. So then when you get with a man and he's trying to be the head of his house, you don't know how to submit to it correctly, because now you
Right.
ain't gonna take away my independence, or vice
Right.
versa. If
Right.
the guy grew up with a single parent mother, as a, you know, like I did, sometimes it's an imbalance. Well, she ain't taking care of me. She ain't doing this. She ain't your mother, fam. You
Right.
dig what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's the stuff that's where the communication come in, and that's
Yeah.
the important part. Other than God, and this is why
Yes.
God has to be first.
That's why I put that first. Right.
If God's first, then it'll line up, especially if
Yeah.
you're married, because it should go
Yeah.
like this. And I had a conversation earlier with someone about this. It should go God, your spouse, your kids. If it's my kids come before anybody, you're out of order, sis. You out of
100.
order, bro. And
100.
sometimes I'm guilty of it. I take it for my boys in a heartbeat, and then it's making Nikki look like the villain, and then the Holy Spirit be like, "All right, one word, you got to get that together. Like you out of order right now. You need to flip that, so that there's a unified front as a parent and as husband and wife." So it's some things that we definitely have to correct. You know what I'm saying? Before we get into these relationships and think that's the way it's supposed to be. My bad. I know I was a little long-winded.
Nah, it's all good. And I think, you know, Connie, Westside ain't right trying to join my brother, but it's funny.
I ain't, boy. I'm trying to be serious right now, because I was about to light it up, but we ain't gonna do it.
Back to the serious conversation. I think also too, man, realize any relationship is a journey, right?
Yeah.
You're never perfect. You don't come in perfect. You ain't gonna come out perfect. You just stay with them and trying to be understanding of the next person. And that's hard when you have pride, and both of you got pride. And especially if you've been dating for a while, and then you come into dating, and most people date somebody and they don't pull the cover off. And what I mean, I ain't talking about being naked, but being totally vulnerable and being just fully themselves. People going dating and they hold something back. You know what I'm saying? I can't give them all that because they may take advantage of this. And they hold something back, and they hold something back. And if you've been in that world so long, then you get in a real relationship, you still doing that. And you wrong. You out of pocket. You don't supposed to be holding nothing back. If this your spouse, man, they get it all. They supposed, you know what I'm saying? Like my wife, she said this. I remember she said this when she was in college. You know, I don't know who that dude was, but you know, I wanted all t-shirts, socks, and drawers, like everything. You know what I'm saying? They supposed to good, bad, and the ugly, and then you decide to love them fully as they are. But like I say, a lot of us going to trying to have a long-term commitment relationship with the mindset of dating around, and those two things don't equal out the same way. You know what I'm saying? There's different roles for that. But at the end of the day, man, you know, no matter what is your most important thing, God got to be first. And like Rob said, and I wanted to say this when you was talking about God being first. When God is first and you have him at the head of your life, when you can't feel like you meet up to the other standard, you can pray and God can help you. You feel what I'm saying? Like if you got somebody who's really a Christian, that's a spouse, then you could be out of pocket and can't see it, and God, they get to praying for it. And they ain't praying like, make God, let him see what's up or whatever. No, God will check you if you really love him. He'll start dealing with you from something that your wife been, you know, wanting to say something about you with. That's when you like in that holy connection. You feel what I'm saying? I've had that plenty of times, you know, where God, I'll be about to go somewhere and God be like, stay home. God, I'll be like, man, I'm about to say this. God be like, don't say that. And I don't know why, but if you're willing to listen, he'll help you even in your relationship. Go ahead, bro.
I mean, and then the other part with God, it's that healing process, because you got to remember, talking to believers,
for real,
you have to remember you're a new creation born, and a lot of times, like I said, we hold these grudges, and we don't forgive. But then God then forgave us for the most vilest thing that nobody may not know about, but Him. Sir. You dig what I'm saying? But yet and still, we walking around with pride, not wanting to forgive. Yeah. I remember one time, you know, between me and Nikki, she flat out just told me, I got to give you to God, because I don't know. You know what I mean? I done tried everything, so I'm going to focus on Him and give you to Him. And I've said it before also, but when you hear it, saying it is one thing.
That's right.
When you hear it said
that
to
hit
you,
different.
It hit different, because it's like, all right, Lord, if you save, when you hear those words, it's like, dang, what am I wilding on? But
Right.
Lord, what
Right.
about her though? You dig what I'm
Right.
saying? And then that's where the pride come in at. But if God is first, then He'll tell you, okay, what about you? And then
Yeah.
strip you naked, as C is saying, from a spiritual standpoint. So
And there's another side too, especially for me and Rob. Rob is still actively doing music, me too, but doing music and doing shows and ministry and doing Bible studies and all that. Sometimes your pride to sneak in and be like, okay, well, I'm the minister here. You know what I'm saying? And then your wife will say something to you. You be like, well, I'm the minister though. It don't matter. Holy Spirit speak to her too. You feel what I'm saying? And she can say things to you that no other person in this world can say. And God will give her things for you that nobody else outside this world can say. And sometimes you gonna have to submit to, man of God. And that's not easy. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, we the leader and we supposed to lead. We supposed to do all this. And then sometimes you got to submit, be like, nah, I repent.
Right.
And we don't like that. Because a lot of times, if you're a leader, if you're a pastor, if you are a minister of the gospel, you out here preaching all that, you doing all this, a lot of times dudes be wanting them women just to come, cook them something to eat, rub their feet, take care of them in the bed, and pray for them at home. You leave your woman in the house like God ain't got a ministry for her too. And that's wrong too. Right. You feel what I'm saying? And like God spoke through her and had me like in the room crying like, God, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, she right. Then she come back, I'm straight. I've told her before too. I'm joking, but I've told her before too. It's cutting me because that's what a real godly relationship would do. Sharon says sometimes you have to ask God to show you. That is so good, sis. That is so good.
And
that is so
ain't
good.
Always pretty. It ain't always pretty.
No, not at all. Yeah. Not at all. All right, that's enough for us beating up on ourselves.
Right. This joint in terms of confession. All right, let's usher in the next segment.
Shout out to Urshan. Well, we're gonna Urshan in the next part of this show.
Too much going on right now.
Yeah. Too many comments around here. We love y'all, man. We're going to hold up and wait and move on with the show, though.
Hold up.
All right, let me pause this right quick. This is a song by Mr. Stephen Malcolm. It's called Cardio. Song by Mr. Stephen Malcolm called Cardio. What's up, Cortez?
What up,
brother?
Cortez?
It's a good video, Cortez.
Cover my body in water. We came from south of the border.
I ain't messing with y'all.
I know what you think about though.
I got that fire on me.
They got it right on this one, bro.
Demons keep sliding on me, but I ain't selling my soul.
Salute to Stephen Malcolm. Cool young man. I met him multiple times.
That's dope right there.
That's dope where his face stay in the same spot while he running.
Yeah.
Like that. Cortez type stuff.
Been running this thing like cardio. Putting miles on the easy. See the whole city from the patio. Think they never believe me. Looking at the game like diving and screaming, Geronimo. I really feel like I'm Pablo. Hey,
you X that out, bro.
Dirt on my cleats. Call me a bully. I came in that playground and took all their lunch. Ain't nobody gon' eat. Humble the way that we moving. We never say much, but the music be loving to speak. Put the game in a figure 4 off in a different mode, and we ain't letting it breathe. Hop in the game and go Michael Jeffrey Jordan, 91 and 93.
Okay. 91 and 93.
Shout in the whole city see me. I remember days they didn't believe me. Nowadays they paying extra to meet me. Turn your speakers up so neighbors call police. System never has been able to hold me. Ain't no way the industry could control my body in water. Strip all the way to the coast. We came from south of the border. I was baptized in the smoke. I got that fire on me. Light up the way that we on. Demons keep sliding on me, but I ain't selling my soul. Gotta move, shake, throw pressure like a water beat. Can't stop if you wanna. Got the fire on me. All the others tryna block it, but it's prophecy. Watch it online. I heard them say that it's mine. Been running this thing like cardio. Putting miles on the easy. See the whole city from the patio. Think they never believe me. Looking at the game like diving and screaming Geronimo. I really feel like I'm Pablo. Hey, been rocking all designer. Proud of me and I've been feeling so Gucci. Caught me away, now my life is a movie. Swim with the sharks and see nothing something that's new to me. Carry my name like it's all out to me. You see the wear and the tear on my feet. Valley, I walked in the demons I seen. Started with many, a lot of them fleet. What you expect when it's great as you see? What you expect when you listen to me? Ain't about Dracos or popping them tags. Only truth when I open my mouth and I speak. Solid foundation of brain concrete. Up on Rushmore while they chisel my cheek. Calling me ruthless, it's too easy E. Making a statement while playing the back on my life is a piece on my body and water. Strip all the way to the coast. We came from south of the border. I was baptized in the smoke. I got that fire on me. Light up the way that we on. Demons keep sliding on me, but I ain't selling my soul. Been running this thing like cardio. Putting miles on the easy. See the whole city from the patio. They never believe me. Looking at the game like audio. Diving and screaming, jump on them up. I really feel like I'm Pablo.
Michael Jackson.
Yep. That was Cardio by Mr. Stephen Malcolm. Big salute to Stephen Malcolm. Like I say, we met this guy a couple of times. Pretty cool brother. Midwest brother. So like St. Louis, he's from not the Detroit, Grand Rapids, Michigan, I believe. But big salute to them, man. Thoughts on this video, man? I think the video was awesome. Dope. A lot of great stuff. And he is a dancer, as you can see. I like the choreography that's in there. We don't see that a lot in hip-hop, not especially including the artists. Normally it's choreography with the people in the back, not just the artists as well. So that's very, very dope, man. And, you know, it's a vibe. I like the song, man. And salute, man. That's a nice joint. That's a nice joint. So go ahead, bro.
Stephen Malcolm been killing it since he hit the scene. I already added to the playlist. That's what I was doing when I looked down. So it's on the playlist. Video is fire. Video is fire. Lyrics was fire. So the beat was hard, like Mr. G said. But I was listening to them lyrics. He had some cool punchlines. I love the hook. You know what I'm saying? I love the cadence of it. You know what I mean? And he switched it up right when it seemed like it was gonna get stale. He switched up the cadence and then went into something else. So definitely a 5-5 video. Go check that thing out. That was Stephen Malcolm, Cardio. So for all the people who get exposed to CHH from this show.
New CHH. All right, man. CHH segment stuck coming right up. CHH/music. Here we go.
Yo.
CHH segment.
All right, right back to it. Why is Christian rap frowned on in mainstream, but gospel is accepted? Once again, why is Christian rap frowned on in mainstream, but gospel is accepted? Like example, that video we just saw, there's a Christian rap video. Now, Stephen Malcolm has reached some great heights. He had a song featuring Snoop Dogg one time.
He did.
You know, he's got his work. He got a label that probably paid the bag to get the brother on the song. But at the end of the day, he was a dope enough artist to get that done. But it still comes back to this. Why is Christian rap frowned on in mainstream, but gospel is accepted? Mr. Davis, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, and again, I'm not talking about when you're listening to your radio station and the DJ know the artist and, you know, they put him on, the local at 5. You know what I'm saying? He got a little song. I'm talking about how we fall down, but we get up. Donnie McClurkin. Kirk
Been
Franklin,
on
all his songs.
On secular
Martin
radio.
Sapp, secular. Mary, secular.
All of them.
BB and CC, secular. And they can say Jesus. And they play this in the middle of Cardi B, Meg, whatever. They'll play all these joints and everybody goes crazy. But let a rapper come on and say Jesus and they don't want nothing to deal with it. Like, yo, what is y'all doing? You know what I mean? You can even get a secular rapper, or a singer on a gospel track and everybody loved it. It's accepted. We've seen
Nicki was on Natasha Cobbs. Nobody said nothing.
And everybody loved it because it was Nicki rapping. And I think it comes down to tradition. We kind of spoke on this last week where the black church kind of frowns on it. We're not down in the black church. Hear what I'm saying? This ain't he an uncle. Yes, I'm an uncle, but my name ain't Tom.
Facts.
And we'll put it that way. Yes.
Yeah.
You did. But what I think it comes down to that. And CHH is frowned upon, but gospel isn't. And it's because most black people grew up in the church. You dig what I'm saying? And so it's accepted. And it's cool to listen to your gospel songs on Sunday, cry out all your sins that you did on Saturday night. You dig what I'm saying? And then go back to living. after you leave church on Sunday afternoon. Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna say something real deep, but I do mean it. A lot of gospel music doesn't bring conviction. And what I mean by that, a lot of people don't listen to gospel and be like, I need to change my life. They listen to gospel and be like, ooh, that was good. They may cry, be like, yeah, God has been good to me. A lot of Christian rap is very convicting. Like it's almost sharp, right? And now there's some that's just kind of groovy, like what we just got through playing. But the majority is asking you to do something. And everybody don't want to do that. Also, another thing I think is that when people hear rap, they want to hear the booty shaking music. They want to hear the cussing, and they cannot detach it from that, right? The roots of gospel a lot of times is blues. That's where a lot of it come from. It's blues. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, the old school blues, and they used to always mix like Ray Charles back in the day. You know, you can't mix this with gospel. They mixed it, and nobody tripping because it's like the same sound, it's the same that, and all that. The roots of hip hop is not that. Now, the original roots of hip hop wasn't dirty, wasn't vulgar, it wasn't nothing. It was fun, party, house music. Yeah. That's what it was. It wasn't really pointing to no direction. People just having fun. But most people think back to, they cannot get their mind away from the Eazy-E era and the gangster rap era, and they connect everything to that. And they don't listen to like, oh, this dude is actually dope. They can't get past that. It's like, man, I don't want to have to get saved and listen to music. But like Rob said, they still listen to Yolanda Adams and all that. Yep. And you'll see people up there with their hands up crying and go right back to Snoop after that. They'll go right back to whoever right after that and feel nothing about it. So for me, I think it's frowned upon is because they cannot detach it from secular rap. They can't understand that their old traditional gospel mind, that a lot of these rappers that's doing secular music, they can't detach from that. They still think that way. Although they're in the secular industry, then when they go to church, they church. Even them, Fantasia, people like that. Whitney Houston, when they go to church, they church. But when they doing their music, they're doing their music separate. And they can't. I guess they just can't combine it for real. That's my opinion. Go ahead, bro.
I think Westside said it good. He says because R&B is married to gospel, but rap you can't drown out truth. And I think that's good. This is the other thing. Look at the names of it. The moment people hear Christian, any and every bad thing that's ever happened to them because of a Christian, whether it was a hypocrite, whether it was a pastor who stole the money or slept with the congregation or did this,
all come up.
It's associated with the word Christian. Christian has a negative connotation to the name itself. So, man, I don't want to hear that. But gospel, that's different, bro. You know what I mean? Like, because it's gospel. It's not Christian music. It's gospel music, which is kind of silly, but it's just the truth. When people see the word Christian, man, they frown upon it.
Let me see. Miss G said rap is like junk food. Adding Jesus to it is like going to a fast food place, eating healthy foods, if you get what I mean. That's a good one, bro.
That's a good one, bro.
That's a good point.
All right.
Miss Dingle says gospel music makes people feel good. Christian hip hop makes people think and makes them study. Christian hip hop requires people to step out of the familiar. That's also a very good point.
Yeah.
It's a very good point, man. Like I say, a lot of people can feel good. A lot of people, they grew up in life clubbing all night. They see parents club all night. They go out. You get the kids get taken to sister-in-law house, grandmama house, or whoever, and the parents go out and they out till 2 a.m. They get picked up. They get drunk, but they always went to church on Sunday. So I think, like I say, the effect of the gospel is like it's just more accepted. They not get affected by the gospel, the literal gospel. But the effect of just gospel music in general, like I say, is not far from R&B. I don't hate gospel music. There's some gospel music. It come on right now. It's going to be tears in the middle of this show. There's some of it that'll get me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying this in a negative way towards gospel music. I'm just saying it's more accepted because like the way we grew up as a people, man. A lot of people did whatever they wanted to do on Saturday night and still went to church on Sunday and felt like they were straight cool. You know what I'm saying? And like Miss Dingle said, and like I said earlier, a lot of Christian rap, not all, but a lot of Christian rap is convicting. It convict them. It start pointing out those areas instead of saying, God has been good to me. God has been good to me, and I just thankful I'm saved. It's some people saying I used to do this, and now I do this. That's a different thing. You know what I'm saying? Or Lecrae said I used to do it too. Yeah, I used to do it too. But then they be talking about, but I'm on this now. With gospel, it's just like, thank God you kept me when I was doing it. And there's nothing wrong with either one. But I think just like that Christian rappers like almost like preachers, man. A lot of rappers just come out. It's hitting, man. It's hitting a lot of folks, and folks don't want to hear that. Folks don't want to hear that a lot of times.
And the funny part is, a lot of y'all listen to Christian rap and don't even realize it's Christian rap. I was talking to Zeke earlier. I won't promote the show, but it's a particular show that got my attention. I've been binge watching, and because I listen to all types of music. What up,
Haggis?
Because I listen to all type of music, I heard 1K Few at the end. Now, the show I was watching, ain't no way in the world no, it's associated with Christian anything. You
That's
dig
right.
what I'm saying?
That's
but 1K Few, one of his songs came on. What's the guy with what's their name?
John Keith.
Yeah, thank you.
I remember.
Yeah, so John Keith, his song came on. A Miles Minnick song came on, and it came on during the credits.
Right.
But part of the song that they use, commercials. We've heard Tadashi on commercial drops.
Yes, sir.
We've heard Swoop on commercial drops with Giannis,
yes, sir.
with Giannis in it. So the gospel music is out there, but they take a piece of it before it gets to it, and it's catchy. So a lot of times, what you see Christian rappers doing now, they'll turn down to Jesus, and they will use metaphors to get their point across.
Right.
And commercials are taking that, and shows are taking that. So it's a lot of gospel Christian rap. I'm sorry that people are actually listening to.
And I will say this too: when you brought that up, they may turn down to Jesus. It doesn't mean they're wrong when they do that, neither.
Right.
If the Lord led them to do that, it's fine, because at the end of the day, get out my way on that T-Mobile commercial, whatever commercial it was, where Tadashi, at the end of the day, they may be like, man, that song is bumping. Let me go listen to it. And then they'll see what it's really talking about. That's an interest for people to hear. I like this Tadashi dude, because I've heard songs on commercials and went and found the song and played it. So if they have that same effect, then salute to them. You know what I mean? Whoever that can get those placements and do that, man. I'm not hating on them on that. You got to have strategy. You know what I'm saying? Just like Mr. G said, the anime coming in hot went viral with Kim Kardashian. What's the name? Did a whole video about it, man. Like telling his grandma was like, "Oh, Kim Kardashian like this song," you know, before his grandmama heard it. You feel what I'm saying? So hey, salute. At the end of the day, it's a placement. It's a placement. Hagen say that's all placement game though. If it's dope song, it's probably gonna get a placement somewhere for it. This is very, very true.
Right.
Go ahead, bro. I got thoughts on this one. I'm gonna let you go ahead though.
No, go ahead and do the thoughts. Hagen's, look at what the question is, because Hagen's, he you know what I'm saying, back in the day we went to the same church and dealt with some of the same foolery. So Hagen's, look at the question. I want to hear your opinion on that, little bro. Go ahead.
I think the other side of this is that some people cannot get past the first Christian hip hop they heard. And if it was whack back in the day, it's all whack. They can't get past it, right? So you may be like, listen to this Lecrae, listen to this Andy, listen to this. This is dope. And it's whack. They cannot hear it unless they hear it another way. You feel what I'm saying? Just like you may be having somebody in the car, and if you don't tell them this is Christian rap, like, man, dude, this dude dope. Who is this? And then you tell them it's Christian rap, and they turn off. Right?
Yep. As soon as they hear it.
Yeah, they turn off. But they was bobbing their head before just because they heard the Christian part. And these people will be professing Christians. This is what's hilarious about it. You know what I'm saying? Pay tithes to church every week. But, you know, it's crazy, bro. Go ahead.
No, I think, again, it's just past hurts. I think it's trauma. You know what I mean? I know that's the big buzzword now, trauma.
Yeah.
But real talk, I think people have had trauma from a church hurt, trauma from an uncle or aunt who did something to them, and they were supposed to be so holy, and they did them wrong with some money or cursed them out all the time. And so now you hear Christian, because at first it was gospel rap. And then gospel rap wasn't having it because the gospel people kicked that out. Gospel, what? No, you're the devil. So they had to come up with Christian rap, and Christian rap wasn't getting it. So then they microed that mug down and just said, yo, CHH. You dig what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Hagen said because people don't want to be preached to. That's a good point. That's a very good point.
I kind of disagree with it, though. Because go to a regular concert, you get preached to. It's a different form of preaching. People don't want to get preached in a
different way. Right.
But every concert, they preaching at you. Please believe.
Mr. G said T-Bone turned me off, but then he said cross movie saved me. Listen, let me share this, because I don't think I ever said this live on air. Cross movie saved me too, right? I was a Christian rapper that didn't like Christian rap at my young age. I didn't like it because I thought everybody was whack. And I said I couldn't like nobody that was preachy. Like what we're talking about. I was one that was performing Christian rap, and I didn't like other preachy rappers, right? And I heard a Cross Movement CD. I was like, dog, these dudes are preaching, but this is actually dope at the time. Ashley was the ambassador Christology in layman terms. Changed my whole perspective. Literally. You know what I'm saying? Like I met Ambassador before. I didn't tell him this, but changed my whole perspective because I didn't believe at that time I have heard anybody that could be highly preachy and could still be dope. I felt like the highly preachy people was super corny, right? And I started gravitating to the people that was more watered down because they were more talented and more dope until I heard this person affiliated with the Cross Movement, and it changed my whole perspective as an artist, and I was able to stay in it from there. So salute to them. They don't know what type of fruit they had because I was a Southern dude from Memphis, Tennessee, did not like East Coast music at that time, but it was an East Coast artist that changed my whole perspective. So go ahead, bro.
You know what's funny about that? And we'll go to the comments. It was just the opposite for me because I like T-Bone because he rap fast and I was a Bone Thugs and Harmony dude. You dig what I'm saying? I like Grape Tree because them one words was hood as ever. And it was like, yo.
Facts.
Some of them was whack. Like, you know, but the LGYs, the Antonios. The Antonius, Petty D, good friend of mine now. I got his CD. And but they was grimy and street like, and then the East Coast stuff. I'm like, until I heard Christology, it was Cross Movement who actually once I got more mature in the faith, then I started liking Cross Movement. But Cross Movement turned me off because the first CD I got or the first tape I got, Gospel Gangsters, I Can See Clearly, and I was on one side, and when you flipped it on the other side, I had Antonio's Good versus Evil. I'll never forget those, and I played it to its snap. And Cross Movement, the beats just wasn't it, and because I didn't know the word, I was a babe.
Right.
I wanted something that sounded similar to what I came out of. So, and then later on, I started appreciating Cross Movement.
I'm put up what Hagen said. Come on, computer. He said it's cool to mention God, but when you start preaching, people get turned off. Or if you mention God, you spitting. If you too holy, so. Basically, you know, he's saying like if you mention God, it's cool if you in a glancing mention, but if you start preaching at them, people get totally turned off. I agree with that, and that happens a lot. I think too. Let me say this: different levels of music is good for different levels of your Christian walk too, right? So at a certain like what Rob was saying, there was a point where the Cross Movement wouldn't have worked for me, but as I got more holy and I started understanding it, I was like, no, these dudes is snapping because I understood what they were saying. They were speaking over my head at first, like Rob was saying. But there were some points, man, like when I first came in, I was a huge fan, you know, of, and I don't care what y'all say, this dude may have been a child molester. That one word was dope. R. Kelly, I was a huge fan of that. So when I heard some more music that was close to that line, that helped me in my first start of my walk, right? I needed something that was more close to what I was coming from. I couldn't have something so drastically far because I was be like, you know what, man, forget all this gospel, Christian, rap, all that. Screw it. Let me just listen to what I'm listening to. That's what happens to a lot of people. They first initial listens of any Christian rap, it'll be so distantly far from what they used to, it just make them be turned off. Miss Dingle said, listen, I heard a lot of corny gospel rappers when I was young. Then I heard of a Brooklyn group that was phenomenal. And then I used to jam Gospel Gangsters and Canton Jones. I loved it. Me too. I never liked BBJ. I met BBJ, and I liked him at first, and then salute to BBJ. There we go. I just said it. Salute to the brother. Go ahead, bro.
Thank you, Holy Spirit, for shutting my mouth.
Okay. Yes.
I get it, Ms. Dingle. That's all I'm saying. See, I get it.
Bless the brother, though.
I don't want to have another Kung Fu Rob moment. So the point that I am making, is when it's all said and done with your music, it's going to be your preference. And some of it is not for you. Some of it, maybe you don't want to hear Holy Spirit in the beginning. You just want to hear him. You know what I mean? And to Hagen's point, I've been to concerts. I've been to several R. Kelly concerts because I was a huge R. Kelly fan. And my dude stopped and started preaching in the middle of his thing. I was a huge DMX fan. And DMX would stop and start preaching in the middle of his set. You dig what I'm saying? But then he'll go right back to, you know.
Drop.
Yeah. And it flowed. but that's what gospel, to bring it back home, what from Hagen's, that's what gospel has become to a lot of people. Like, I can do this, jump over here, have my Jesus. You know, it's like having a drink. Let me get a sip of this Jesus juice real quick,
Yes,
and then I'm gonna go back to doing what I want to do, as opposed to changing your life. So
yeah. Mr. G said conscious rap was preachy, but people still listen to it. Yep.
This
is very, very true.
Was.
My brother Just James say first Christian rap CD I had was Little Rascal. That CD led me to my path with Christian hip hop. That's what's up, brother.
Yeah, Little Rascal
was
dope,
nice. He was
All
nice.
right, man, let's go ahead and wrap this on up. I think that was a good topic. We can get to this last video.
The way that brother said video. All right, man, we're gonna hold up and wait.
It came out wrong.
It did.
Hold up. Hey.
All right, this is a song by artists we
man.
played on here a lot, Mr. Aha Gazelle. Y'all check it out. I think it's called Morning Sun.
Let me get my phone ready because I'm a fan. Let me see what he got.
You are a fan.
I want you to get this right, I want you to get this right,
Booth, stop playing.
Cool. If I get hit, I take my league, but I don't never run. I never quit, I don't give up, cause I'm a champion. If I go down, I get back up like I'm the morning sun. Hey, hey, hey. Father, if I fall, then wrap your hands around me, pick me up just like a cappuccino. We making movies, you can call me a hot Tarantino. Louisiana, hot as it come. I remember me and mom and dad, we stayed in the slums. Little brother was one, little sister wasn't even born. No accent, but when I'm out of town, they ask where I'm from. From the city where everybody learns to weather the storm. Used to go camping in the living room, we slept on the floor. September, baby, it was rainy, but to me it was normal. But 2005 was literally a new category. Mama came in the room, like pack a bag, we gotta go. That's when I learned when it rains, it can really pour. That changed me in ways that I couldn't understand. Rain, shine, or snow, I'm ready to go, cause I'm the weatherman. Cool, if I get hit, I take my league, but I don't ever run. I never quit, I don't give up, cause I'm a champion. If I go down, I get back up like I'm the morning sun. Hey, hey, hey. Father, if I fall, then wrap your hands around me, pick me up just like a cappuccino. We making movies, you can call me a hot Tarantino. Me, my brother, and my sister, buckle up, we backseaters. Had us in a brand new school in 2 days and a pledge allegiance. Mama got a brand new job, getting more than we was seeing. Problem is she gotta drive back and forth, we never see it. Trying my best to survive, God knows I hate the space. I'm not talking my surroundings, talking about my mental state. My entire life I always felt like I was out of place. The greatest game I had to seek is right behind a smiling face. Feelings coming, feelings go. Everybody winging it cause don't nobody know. Everyone gets older but not everybody grows. Everybody going through it but not everybody falls. Cool, if I get hit I take my league but I don't ever run. I never quit, I don't give up cause I'm a champion. If I go down I get back up like I'm the morning sun. Hey, hey, hey. Father, if I fall, then wrap your hands around me, pick me up just like a cappuccino. We making movies, you can call me a hot Tarantino.
That was Morning Sun by Mr. Aha Gazelle. Mr. Aha Gazelle, my thoughts about this song. The video was playing. It kind of looked like in a what you call it, like in a hotel. They called it a little live shot. But I love the song. It's very vibey, very groovy. It's something I probably could listen to on repeat. He kind of told the story what happened with his mom and him leaving. It sounded like they was leaving their daddy or whatever. Then she started working a job, being gone away too much and all. He kind of broke it down in a different way that you wouldn't be able to expect in a vibey song like that. But that brother was putting a lot in that song. So I enjoyed it. The video was simplistic and plain, but it worked for the particular song. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thoughts on that.
I'm with you. Definitely simplistic.
Tarantino.
Yeah, definitely simplistic. And some videos need to be that so that you can listen to what's being said. He told us, he told his story. He gave his testimony of how they came up. And I'm an AHA fan. It's a good song, and like I said, I couldn't find it. Actually, I just tried to find it, and it's not where I normally go to listening to my listening pleasures. There, it wasn't there. I'm gonna have to find it when we get off the air. But shout out to Aha Gazelle, man. I'm a big fan of Aha.
He made very good music. Once again, that was called Morning Sun by Mr. Aha Gazelle. Mr. Aha Gazelle. And after that, we are about to get up out of here. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, have you ever thought I really enjoy what these guys are doing with these podcasts? I say podcasts, plural on them boys. How can I help support them? How can I be a blessing to them? Look, the most important thing, if it's your first time looking, hit that subscribe, and notification button.
Yes, sir.
And so that when we go live, that you will know that we're live. Every Thursday, we're live right here on YouTube because we want to bring you guys the latest and greatest of CHH or Positive Hope or hip hop type music when we find it, because we have played other type videos outside of CHH. If you want to sow a seed, you know what I'm saying? We talked about Shimmy That Stimmy a little earlier. Cash Out, Not the Same Podcast on your Cash App, or you can go to notthesamepodcast.com/support. And that's how you can support these 2 1 words on your screen or in your ear, depending on how you're hearing this right now.
Yeah. Once again, shout out to all our audio listeners. We don't give you a lot of love, man. We appreciate y'all, everybody who downloads the podcast on wherever you hear it on Apple Music or Amazon, Spotify. We appreciate y'all. While you listening, go and give us a rating and review. You know what I'm saying? If you really rock with us, man, let the people know. We appreciate that. With that being said, man, we'll be back next week with our sports show on Wednesday and another music and faith show. As always, we are grateful for your support. We can't do it without you. Fun show, man. And hey, man, we about to be up out of here. I'm C-Micah.
I'm Rob Redeem.
Hey, man, happy birthday to me, man. I'm out. Love y'all.
Happy birthday, bro.
About our Father's business, crime mode, filled with His Holy Spirit, that's a cheat code. Holiness the standard, we never fold. We about to make a scene episode about our Father's business.